boys are fall.
What's going on, guys? This is College Football Preview, and today I'll be doing a ACC 2016 preview. And I'll be doing analysis on each team. And to start it off, I'll be doing the Coastal Division, Duke Blue Devils. They returned 8 starters from last year's squad, and some star players are on offense: Anthony Nash and TJ Ramming. Both will be key contributors next year. Then on defense, star corner Devon Edwards and Breon Borders. That'll be a really good duo next year. And some storylines for this upcoming year. Thomas Sirk, the starting quarterback from last year, got injured in the offseason, and they don't know if he will be ready to go for this year. I think it was a ruptured Achilles. But if he is able to go, that would be a huge boost for the Duke offense, which was pretty good under his leadership. So there you go. That's Duke. And then next, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They return 11 starters from last year's team and some star players on offense. You got Justin Thomas at quarterback, and you got Marcus Marshall at running back. And then on defense, you've got P.J. Davis and Brant Mitchell, two good players. That should help the defense that struggled pretty badly last year. And then some storylines. Can the Jackets make it back to a bowl game this year? You know, they had a rough last year at 3-9. I think they have better depth this year, and they should be able to make a bowl game under Justin Thomas's lead, who's a great quarterback. And then up next, the Virginia Cavaliers. They return, 10 starters from last year, and some star players are Taquan Mazzell at running back. He rushed for around 1,000 yards. And then Donnie Doling at receiver. He's a great target. And then on defense, you got all ACC Quinn Balding at safety. And then Kelvin Rainey, another star defensive player. And then some storylines. Bronco Mendenhall, he's taken over as the new head coach. Can he lead this team to a winning record and maybe even a bowl game? They got some tough games playing, Miami. We'll see how they do. They got to play Oregon early in the year, which is going to be a tough one, and it's at Oregon, so we'll see how they do. And then up next, the Pitt Panthers. They return 15 starters, so they're returning a lot of guys on offense and defense. Then some star players. You got James Conner at running back, who's a monster. And then Dantes Ford at receiver. And then at on defense, Matt Galambos at linebacker and Jordan Whitehead at corner, who's a really good corner lockdown. And then some storylines. James Conner coming back from cancer. Great story. I think he's going to be really good, and they say he's back to 100%, so we'll see. And we'll see how Pitt can bounce back this year and see if they can make another bowl game. And then up next, the Virginia Tech Hokies. They returned 13 starters and some star players. You got wide receiver Isaiah Ford, really dynamic, electric playmaker. And then you got Bucky Hodges at tight end. And then on defense, you got Nigel Williams and Woody Barron in the secondary. Both two are really good players. And then some storylines. Who will start at quarterback will be Gerard Evans or Brendan Motley. That's going to be an interesting match or competition. Either one, should get some good players around him. And the new head coach Justin Fuente taking over, did good at Memphis. See if he can also do good at Virginia Tech. We will see. And then up next, UNC. UNC returns 13 starters from last year's team, and then some star players, running back Elijah Hood, and wide receiver Ryan Switzer. Both are really good playmakers. Elijah Hood ran for over 1,000 yards. Ryan Switzer can, punt return, kick return, does it all. And then on defense, Des Lawrence, one of the better corners in the ACC, and then Nazir Jones at D tackle. Both good players. And some storylines, can Mitch Trubisky take over at the QB spot and lead UNC to another ACC championship game, which will be interesting to see him take over for Marquise Williams. So we'll see how they do. And then up next, Miami, my favorite to win the Coastal. They returned 14 starters and some star players at quarterback. They got Brad Kaya, a 2-year starter, really good. And then at wide receiver, Stacy Coley, his top target. And then on defense, freshman Shaquille Quarterman and corner Corn Elder, both going to be key contributors to the defense. And then some storylines, can Mark Richt is taking over at head coach for the Hurricanes this year. After they fired Al Golden, we'll see if he can lead them to winning record in the ACC championship. He's got some high stakes on him for his first year at the U. And now on to the Atlantic Division. At first, we got Wake Forest. They bring back 16 starters. Some star players are Cortez Lewis at and Cam Serini at tight end. Their second leading receiver. Then on defense, Ryan Janvian and Marquel Lee, the two better defensive players on the team. And then some storylines. The head coach Dave Clawson will be in his third year now. So, they've been getting more competitive each year. I wonder if he can lead the Demon Deacons to a winning record, which will be tough, but we'll see what he can do. Up next, you got Syracuse Orange. They return 11 starters from last year, and some star players are Dante Strickland at running back and Steve Ishmael at receiver. And on defense, you have Leighton Samuels and Zaire Franklin. And then storylines, they got the new head coach, Dino Barbers, and installing a new offensive scheme, more of a quick up-tempo. And we'll see if they can improve from last year, winning some more games. And hopefully they'll do better. And then up next, Boston College. They returned 14 starters from last year's team. And then some star players. You got John Hilleman and Patrick Tolles, the Kentucky transfer at quarterback. And then on defense, Matt Milano at linebacker, really good player. And then John Johnson in the secondary. And then some storylines, Patrick Tolles, transferring from Kentucky. Can he lead the Boston College's offense? It was really bad last year. See if they can improve. And then next, the NC State Wolfpack. They returned 14 starters and some star players on offense. Matt Days at running back and tight end Jalen Samuels. And then on defense, Bradley Chubb and BJ Hill on the defensive line. Should be good players. And then some storylines. They, over the offseason, hired new offensive coordinator Eli Drinkwitz. So with a new spread scheme, so we'll see if they can, improve on the offensive stats. And then up next, the Florida State Seminoles. They returned 12 starters from last year, and then some star players are Dalvin Cook at running back, one of the best running backs in the country, and wide receiver Travis Rudolph, another good playmaking receiver. And then on defense, you got DeMarcus Walker, a really good defensive end, all ACC, and then Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the country, another all ACC player. And then some storylines. Who will start at quarterback, Sean McGuire or DeAndre Francois? That's going to be an interesting battle. Sean McGuire's got more experience, but DeAndre Francois is probably a better athlete. So we'll see who Jimbo Fisher decides to pick. And then up next, the Louisville Cardinals. They returned 15 starters from last year's team and some star players. You got quarterback Lamar Jackson and wide receiver James Quick. And on defense, you got Devontae Fields at outside linebacker, a really good player, and Josh Harvey Clemens in the secondary. And then some storylines. Can Lamar Jackson lead this team to an ACC championship and a bowl game, or maybe even a New Year's Six bowl game? He's really talented and was caught fire at the end of the year last year. True dual threat quarterback. We'll see what he can do this upcoming year. And then for my team to make it from the Atlantic Division, Clemson Tigers. And I have a special guest coming on to the video today. Let me call him real quick. He is a college football insider / Clemson insider. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Okay, guys, we have Jerry Drummond, college football / Clemson expert, and he's going to give you his, his predictions and whatever for Clemson. So, who are the star players on Clemson for this year?
I mean, first off, Deshaun Watson, best player in the country. Lynn Wallman and Davis Scott on the offensive side. Defensive side, you got Cordray Tankersley, shutdown corner, Ben Boulware, and Chris Wilkins.
And then, how many starters are returning from last year's squad?
Offense, there's 8, and then defense, there's 3.
And so, for your predictions, how many games do you have Clemson winning this year?
11 or 12 regular seasons. I mean, maybe 12 and 0, but more realistically, 11 and 1.
And do you think this team can make it to the playoff again?
Yes, this team is probably arguably the best team in the country.
Okay, thank you. And some ACC talk here. Who is your newcomer of the year?
Newcomer of the year. I like Dexter Lawrence. I think he'll make an impact, especially like Clemson-wise in the ACC. He is an absolute monster. What's that Taylor kid from Florida State? That kid's a monster. Levante Taylor, is that his name?
Yeah, Levante Taylor.
That kid, he's going to be special. Offensively, maybe on faster probably. That's my Clemson instinct.
Yeah, and then for my newcomer of the year, I'll have Dexter Lawrence. D tackle, like Jerry said. And then for defensive player of the year, who do you have?
For defensive player of the year, newcomer?
No, just defensive player of the year, ACC.
Derwin James.
Yep, same here. I have Derwin James. One of the best safeties in the country. Definitely should win it. And then for coach of the year, I have Dabo Sweeney. Jerry, who do you have?
Well, this might be a surprise. I got Justin Fuente out of Virginia Tech. He's going to do a great job turning that program. I mean, they went, 7-5 last year. I think they'll go 8-4 maybe. And then coaches on the room really amazing. But I want to say Dabo, but I don't want to be too biased if Justin Fuente is not.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And then for offensive player of the year, who do you have?
Deshaun Watson, no doubt in my mind.
I have Lamar Jackson, kind of a surprise,
Oh my, you've got to be kidding me.
but I think he's going to be really good this year. And then MVP, I have Deshaun Watson. Who do you have?
I have Dalvin Cook just because he's more valuable at Florida State because they have no other weapons on the offensive side.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then for my conference championship prediction, I have Clemson playing off against Miami. Who do you have?
I was debating that pick. I have Clemson versus UNC. Clemson wins by 14.
Yeah, and then for my prediction, I have Clemson winning 42-14. And thank you for being on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, see you. That was Jerry Drummond, and thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and that is it.